Alright, what is up, you guys? We are back at it again with another episode of the Shadowhunter Saga. I love this show so damn much, and you guys do too. And for those people who don't understand what the show is about, it is basically me telling stories of what it's like to be an actual Shadowhunter. Generally, people know what Shadowhunters are from the show, and they see what they do and all of that stuff, but the show was... As you know, movies and shows show the truth, but they show it in like kind of distorted way a little bit. So I'm here to tell stories of what it's like to be an actual Shadowhunter, and you guys know what it's actually like to be in that position. So for this episode, there were two boys that I was assigned to protect by the Galactic Federation. So I kept getting dreams about them, and at this point in my journey, they were telling me or giving me assignments through dreams. So I would dream about them and dream about dark beings attacking them and how I need to protect them. And at this point, I was like, okay, it was like I got the warning. So I was like, okay, we're going to see if this actually happens. I go to the skate park, and you guys know the skate park's always been a big area where I've had a lot of assignments. So basically the skate park has been a mission for me. The two boys were very royal souls from Orion. And I thought this was super cool because I was always drawn to their energy, and they were always very powerful children. So I always knew that they were going to be doing big things. And I knew them for years. So I knew them from way before, and I know them now. So then I didn't really know them that well because I just used to co-op in the school, but now I know them because of the story I'm about to tell you. So overall, these are two boys. One is in high school, he's in grade 10, and the other one is in grade 6 or 7. And they are both very royal souls from Orion, and they're very powerful. And at this point, I kept being told they're going to be attacked and all that stuff, so I was just getting ready. Both of them come to me almost at the same time and tell me about how they're being attacked by a spirit. The older one kept having this lady that's in the house coming and like yelling at him. Another spirit that was like a lady or something, more like a little girl who would yell in his ear as he's in sleep paralysis, and it was always trying to scare him. And he said it would appear, he would wake up in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. all the time, and it was standing there watching him, and he would just turn around. I thought that was hilarious how it would stare at him like this, like it wanted to kill him, and he would just be like, and it would just turn around like I love them, bro. They're amazing. The other one though was pretty scared because he would tell me that there was a reptilian, or he didn't say reptilian, he said a reptile being who would attack him and push him down hills and stuff like that. And his friend was going through the same thing. The little boy, he'd be in his room, and then he said a reptilian being would just pop up in his room, and it was scary because it would also show Illuminati symbols to him. And he said it was very scary. He didn't know what to do, and it was just there, and it would try and talk to him and stuff like that. And at this point, he would text me when it's happening. He'd be like, Vinny, please help me. There's this and that in my room. And I could see it, and I would know what's in his room. So I'm like, okay. So I basically send an astral guard. So I'd send one of my astral guards over there to protect him. And then the reptilian would essentially go away. But it would keep coming back because it wanted him on their side, but it also wanted to scare him. So it was kind of like a double, like it didn't know what it wanted to do with this little boy yet. It was just there. And that was very interesting to me. I was like, why the hell? And showing Illuminati symbols. What are the odds that I was also learning about the Illuminati by the Galactic Federation too? And so for them to show Illuminati symbols to him, and then that gets shown to me, I know there's no coincidence that I'm learning about them, and then he gets attacked by reptilians that are now showing him Illuminati symbols. So I don't know if this reptilian was a part of the Illuminati. That's what I assumed, that he was part of the Illuminati, and that he was saying, we are in control, like, and we are here to collect you, like as the kid. And they were looking at me like, you are stopping us from doing what we're supposed to be doing with this kid. Now, the older boy, he's a really smart person. He's getting into business, and that's how you also know he's a very royal soul, because he thinks way bigger than all his peer group, but all his peer group sees him as the cool kid. So he's like the lion, and his little brother is going to be like that too, which is really cool. At one point, I went over to their house because these beings that were attacking them, the parents were involved in it too. They were upset. They're like, yeah, there's this spirit attacking our children and in the house. So I went over to the house and talked with the parents and let them know what was happening. I'm like, yeah, the spirit's doing this. Don't worry, I'm going to do this. And your kids are very royal. So you'll have a lot of dark beings who want to attack them because they have a big mission here on Earth and they're royal souls. So they're royalty incarnated in human bodies here on planet Earth to do a certain assignment for the bigger mission they're on this planet. So I basically told the Federation, I got this, and they are one of my #1 missions right now. I went over to the house, and it's crazy because every time I go over to the house, I would see the lady. I'd see this lady spirit. And what was interesting was I asked for the Wi-Fi password, and it was 5555555, 8 5s. And right then I was like, okay, I'm in the right place, and damn, something's gonna change. Overall, the youngest boy, he would have reptilians visiting him in his room. And when it would happen, he'd message me and I'd send a royal guard to protect him. And I would teach him how to handle this stuff because he's like, bro, my friends aren't in spirituality, but all this is happening to me. What do I do? So I basically helped him out and teaching him how to use his abilities because both of their abilities are really strong. So I didn't want to get involved in fighting these things for them too much. I wanted to teach them how to fight it themselves. So I did what I could and I taught them, but I also was protecting them. And I'd leave little energetic symbols in their room. So when beings come, they know they're under the protection by the Galactic Federation and by Cash. And they already know me as the Guardian because of the skate park stuff from the last episode. So they know if I'm there, they roll their eyes. They're like, oh my God, he's here again. The younger one kept having reptilian visitors. And the oldest one would have this woman trying to scare him and yelling at him while he's in sleep paralysis or just appearing at night or just in the day, and it would follow him. So at one point they were on vacation. So he's like, I told him, I said, try and fight it by yourself. If you can't, I'll send an astral guard. He's like, you just send an astral guard. I can't do this. And I just want to sleep. So I sent one of my best astral guards to protect him and his youngest brother. And he woke up the next day. I said, so you're sleeping by a window, right? And he's like, yeah, how do you know that? And I'm like, the astral guard. I said, she's standing by the window and she'll stay with you for 24 hours and she'll ensure that no beings come or attack you. And he's like, okay, thank you. And he texts me an hour later and he's like, yo, I can feel her here. Is she here? Because I feel her. And I'm like, yeah, she's there. Don't worry. And then the next day he woke up and he's like, I slept the best. Thank you so much. I never slept so good. And his youngest brother slept really good too. And I asked the guard, I told her, I was like, thank you so much for helping them. And she's like, I'll stay here longer because this being's going to try and come more often. I didn't tell him that the guard's going to stay because of possibilities of being attacked. I just said she's going to stay until your vacation's done. Now, this is where things are at now with them. And I love them so much because they're very powerful and they're very essential. The Galactic Federation sees them as very important. And I check up on them all the time. And I even astral project to them sometimes just to check up and see what's up. I work with the youngest boy. I teach him how to read. We're at the skate park and he's like a little apprentice. I'm teaching him how to do readings for people and use the cards and understand energy so then he could basically manipulate energy better and fight off not just dark beings, but to use their powers. So I told him, you guys are very royal souls. I'm not sure if they fully understand that in their being and in their minds, but they're very powerful beings. And the oldest one, he's doing some business stuff, so he's really smart. And I work with him too. Both of them are actually teaching me a lot, just as I'm teaching them. They basically look at me like a bigger brother, and I look at them like my younger siblings. Honestly, these two boys always felt like little brothers to me. So for them to also be royal souls makes sense. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys want to know more about shadow hunting and you guys want to learn how to be a shadow hunter or anything like that, I'm going to be making a website in which you guys can go to for information specifically on shadow hunting, the Federation, anything like that. And you guys can see, as a shadow hunter, the symbols in the show are for real. Like, the symbols in the show are for real. It is not like how they say. It's not like you get them and then you get a power. It's more like you gain the power and then you earn the symbol. When you get the symbol, you also go through like an energetic change in you. So it's like I couldn't even make videos for a few days. My energy was everywhere and I was just so drained. That's why they always told me you only get 2 at a time. When you're getting them, you only get 2 at a time, because any more would be too much for you. You have to readjust energetically when you get the symbols, because yes, you earn the power, but the symbols represent that power. So it also makes it easier to use that power that you attained, which is why when you see in the show they have their stelae and they go like this, because then you could channel the power from that symbol instead of just channeling it just from you. It's like you could use the symbol as a tool to then use that power that you attained and have within you now. We're definitely going to talk about that more. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.